Hey gang, and welcome back. These videos are brought to you by Card Conduit, the best place to sell your unused collection fast and easily. 401 Games, Canada's top shop for all your hobby and TCG needs. Dragon Shield, the strongest sleeves for your strongest decks. Moxfield, the easiest way to store and share your deck lists. Desmond wins the die roll and starts us off. He draws for turn, plays a Plains, and casts Healer's Hawk. Josh just plays a Plains. Kuzno plays an untapped Hollowed Fountain, taking 2. Eric just plays a Blazemire Verge and passes. Desmond plays a Plains, paying 2 for an Arcane Signet, and then pokes Eric for 1 with a Hawk and passes. Josh has got a Swamp and casts Talisman of Progress. He passes, and Kuzno casts Tune the Narrative on his end step. Kuzno draws, plays a Basilisk Gate, and then casts Oswald Fiddlebender. Eric just plays a Mountain. Desmond's got a Plains and casts a Draneth Magistrate, immediately becoming the enemy of the table. He follows up with Cloud, and gets a Sword of Hearth and Home. He then hits Josh for 1 with the Hawk and passes. On his end step, Josh casts Swords to Plowshares on Cloud. Josh has got an island, casting Talisman of Dominance this time. He then plays an Aura of Silence. Kuzno just plays a Thespian Stage. Eric draws, playing out a Shipwreck Marsh as his land for turn, and then casts one of the Nazgul. The ring tempts him, and makes the Nazgul a ring bearer, and Eric passes. Desmond draws and plays a Plains, casting Sword of Body and Mind and paying the 2 extra. He then hits Josh for 2 and passes. Josh plays Sigil of the Empty Throne and ships it after that. During the end step, Kuzno activates Thespian Stage to make it a Shipwreck Marsh. Kuzno's got a Plains, and then casts Market Back Walker, putting 1 into the X's. Eric draws and plays an untapped Blood Crypt, and then casts Widespread Brutality. Eric then amasses, and the board is mostly wiped, with Kuzno drawing out the Market Back Walker, getting taken out. Eric then hits Desmond for 2 with a Nazgul, and passes. Desmond draws, and plays out Sword of Hearth and Home, shipping it after that. Josh's main phase has him casting Mirror Maid, making an angel off the Sigil of the Empty Throne, and then has the Mirror Maid come in as a copy of the sigil. He follows it up with Ripples of Undeath, making 2 angels and passing. Kuzno plays a Heap Gate, and then casts Navigation Orb. Eric draws, playing a Smoldering Marsh, and swings the Nazgul at Josh. Josh can't block because of the ring, and Eric then passes after it hits. Desmond plays a Plains and casts Swiftfoot Boots. He moves the Sword of Hearth and Home to Draneth Magistrate and swings it at Josh. Josh takes the hit for 3, with Desmond flickering the Magistrate and going to find a Plains. He passes after that. Josh draws and in his main phase mills 3 off the Ripples, and then pays to get back the Meathook Massacre with it. He then casts the Meathook Massacre, putting 3 into the X, and gets 2 angels off the sigils. Eric responds with an offer you can't refuse though, and counters it, and Josh passes after getting some treasures. Kuzno's got an Arcane Signet for turn, and passes after that. Eric draws and plays Bilbo Retired Burglar, and the ring tempts him again. This has the Nazgul getting another +1/+1 counter, and Eric then sends it at Josh. Josh takes the hit for 3 this time, and Eric then loots away Welcome the Dead off the ring trigger. He passes, with Kuzno cracking the Navigation Orb in the meantime, and we move to Desmond's turn. Desmond draws, plays a Plains, and recasts Cloud. Josh responds with a counterspell because if he can't cast his commander, why should Desmond? And Desmond's commander is then countered. Desmond then moves the Sword of Hearth and Home back onto the Magistrate. He swings the Magistrate at Josh, who cracks the Aura of Silence, destroying the sword, and then blocks the Draneth Magistrate with an angel. With everyone at the table now happy except for Desmond, he passes turn. Josh draws and then mills 3 off the ripples, but doesn't pay to return anything. He plays an island for turn, and then casts the Master of Keys, putting 1 into the X. This has him milling 2 and making 2 more angels. And Josh then uses the Master's ability to escape the Aura of Silence from his graveyard. He makes 2 more angels as a result. Going to combat, Josh then sends 2 angels at Kuzno and Desmond, and 1 goes at Eric. Everyone takes the hit, and Josh then passes turn. Kuzno plays an Argent Dais, and then exiles his Arcane Signet with it to draw 2. Eric responds to this by flashing in an Orcish Bowmaster, and he amasses, and Kuzno then draws, with Eric pinging Josh with the Orcish Bowmaster triggers. Kuzno then passes turn. Eric plays a tapped Watery Grave, and then casts another Nazgul. He thematically makes Bilbo his Ringbearer this time, and then sends everything at Josh. Eric then loots, and Josh moves to blocks, jumping the Nazgul but takes the rest. After that, Eric passes. Desmond draws, plays a Plains, and recasts Cloud. This time he gets Excalibur off the trigger, and then moves to equip the Swiftfoot boots onto Cloud. He passes after that. Josh draws and mills off the ripples, but doesn't pay to get anything back again. He then plays out a Gravebreaker Lamia, which in turn makes 2 angels, and with it on the stack, Kuzno casts Terminate and targets the Master of Keys. His commander is taken out, and the Lamia then enters, with Josh going into his library to put something to graveyard. He decides on a Starfield of Nyx, and then goes to combat. He sends 8 angels at Eric. Eric gets taken out, and Josh then passes turn. Kuzno's main phase has him casting Strionic Resonator, and then exiles it with Argent Dais, drawing 2, but doesn't find a board wipe, and has to pass. Desmond draws, casting a Resurrection Orb in his main phase, and then casts Mirran Crusader. He moves the Swiftfoot boots onto the Mirran Crusader, but decides to keep stuff back, and just passes. Josh draws, mills his 3 to the ripples, and then plays an island in his main phase. He then casts Master of Keys again, but puts 0 into the X. This has him not milling any cards, but still making 2 angel tokens. And once he's out, escapes out of Rhystic Study. This has Josh making 2 more angel tokens. Going to combat, Josh then sends 9 angels at Desmond, who gets taken out, and Josh then passes turn. Kuzno draws and casts a Repurposing Bay, and then activates it and sacrifices the Argent Dais. With the ability on the stack, Josh sacrifices his Aura of Silence to destroy the Bay, but Kuzno still gets his tutor and goes to find a very lackluster Commander Sphere, putting to the field. He then passes turn. Josh draws, mills his 3, and then needs only move to combat, sending all of his angels at Kuzno, and wins the game. Game review time. So a bit of a controversial possible take, but I think the best card this game was Aura of Silence. I know you're going to probably say that Sigil of the Empty Throne is what won Josh the game, but I think Aura of Silence is what allowed him to get to the point where he could actually use Sigil. It basically kept Desmond and Kuzno locked out of the game for the most part, or at the very least making all of their spells extremely expensive and basically only able to cast 1 a turn and then not do anything. And Eric's board wipe had no effect on him. Outside of that, I think the next probably powerful card was the Draneth Magistrate, as it shut people out of their commanders, which is just never fun. I understand why you want to run it in mono white since it helps even the playing fields, but yeah, I can understand why everyone was targeting Desmond after that. This video wouldn't be possible without the help from my sponsors, but it definitely wouldn't be possible without the help from you, the viewers, and my patrons. So I just want to say thank you for watching, and to remember, friends are just opponents you haven't eliminated yet.